Hi there, welcome back to McKay Yoga. I thought today we will focus on some back extension. What you'll need today are a couple of blocks, maybe a towel and a strap. And back extension is great. Oftentimes we spend our life like this, which is really like the hunchback on the phones or in the car. We really need to work on this, the extension and opening up the chest, right? And it's this area of the back that I'm targeting. So you're going to need two blocks. One block is to support your head. One block is to support the mid-back. And I'll show you the heights that I want the blocks to be at. I have my strap, a towel, and if you tend to overheat or get dehydrated, maybe having water is a great idea too. So I'm going to call this height of the block the tall height. This height of the block, the medium height. This height of the block, the low height. So tall block is going to support your head. The medium block is going to be where the bra strap or heart rate monitor lines. So hopefully you can see because there's a hole in my shirt there, right? This is where that block that's at the medium height is going to support your thoracic spine, this block for your head. The easiest way to get into it is to sit down and have the blocks like so. So I'm going to lay back on the blocks and I'll make sure that the block at the medium height is the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Again, bra strap or heart rate monitor. And then tall block is for my head. And if I set it up right, I land right in a good position, a good spot, I should say. Knees bent is probably the easiest and the most forgiving on the lower back. But you're certainly welcome to, extend one leg mindfully forward and straight and the other leg forward and straight. So back extension, super good for us, right? This idea of coiling the back ribs to the front ribs is very important. This is going to get the openness of the chest. When the chest is open, it facilitates better breathing. And we all want to breathe better, smoother, deeper, especially with everything that's going on. Having a good respiratory system, good breath pattern is super important. And so also I'm extending my lower back. So my lower back is lengthening towards my sitting bones and towards my heels, right? From there, raise your arms up towards the ceiling and imagine you have a block in between your palms. And then bend your elbows and take a hold of opposite elbows. And like we would do in a forward fold, see if you can start to, open up that armpit chest. So in this position, you'll feel that your front ribs move up towards the ceiling. And then you have to knit them in towards your frontal hip points. When you inhale, extend the arms back up to the ceiling. Let your thumbs lead the way. Exhale, maybe if you remember, change the crossing of the hands. Reach your forearms towards the floor. That's the tricky part, right? Getting that openness across the heart, across the chest. And you might even feel a stretch at the deltoid, the tops of the arm, that sheath. When you inhale, reach the arms back up to the ceiling again. When you exhale, imagine you had a block in between your palms. Let your thumbs lead the way as you inhale and extend the arms overhead any amount without letting your front ribs jump up towards the ceiling. Keep spinning your upper arms away from your ears and keep reaching out through all 10 of your fingers. Try to breathe as smoothly and as steadily as you can in and out through your nose. Take another inhale here. Then when you exhale very mindfully, bring your arms back up to the ceiling. Release your arms down by your sides and then bend your knees. Take your hands to collect your head, lift your head up. Right? Pause here for a moment. And then use your hands to push up off of the blocks. Right? And then place the blocks to one side. Dog, optional as a prop. That's Cooper, the golden. And look, he's responding. Maybe yes, maybe no. Now, placing your props to one side, come back to laying on your back on a flat surface. So let your back body adjust to being on a flat surface now. Knees are bent. I'm laying flat. I'm maintaining the natural curves of my spine. My feet are about hip socket distance. The knees are directly over the ankles. And we'll do a dynamic bridge, Sekta Bandha Sarvangasana. So when you inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. When you exhale, press down into your feet and lift the hips up high. Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, let the arms go overhead, right? Plug those shoulder blades down onto the back body. Press down into your feet. And then when you exhale, start to lower your arms, the upper back, the mid back, the low back, and sacrum. So this is dynamic movement. We're moving in and out of bridge pose. Press down into your feet. Inhale, ripple through your spine. Float the arms. So you can take the arms overhead. Maybe you feel your hamstrings and your glutes. And then exhale, lower the arms, the upper back, the mid back, the low back, and the sacrum. Press down into your feet. Inhale, ripple through the spine. Lift the hips. Try to lift the hips higher than your heart as you take your arms overhead. Then exhale, lower the arms, the upper back, the mid back, the low back, and the sacrum. We'll do one more, but I'm going to change it. Press down into your feet. Inhale, ripple through your spines. Float the arms overhead. When you exhale, just reach the arms up to the ceiling. Take an inhale, lift the hips a little bit higher. And then when you exhale, bend your elbows and hug the upper arms onto the mat. Push down into the upper arms, lift up through the hips. Push down into the upper arms, lift up through the hips. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, release the lower arms down. Lower your upper back, your mid back, your low back, and your sacrum. Okay? Very good. Take your feet about the width of your mat and let the knees go over to the right. So it's a windshield wiper twist. Right? You can let the arms rest by your sides. You can have one hand at the heart, one hand at the belly. You can even open the arms like a goalpost position. If you want more for the quadricep, you can take the right foot to rest on the left thigh. You can gaze up towards the ceiling, or you can turn your gaze in the opposite direction of your legs. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take that windshield wiper twist, second side. So now the knees will go to the left. You can look straight up to the ceiling or look to your right. Hands could be like a goalpost or cactus position. You can even let your left foot rest on your right thigh if you want to go a little bit deeper. And then inhale, come back to center. When you exhale, collect your legs into your heart. Rock a little bit from side to side. Okay. Take an inhale, come back to center. And then when you exhale, lift your knees up toward, lift your head up towards your knees. And then start to rock and roll onto your spine and bring yourself up. If rocking and rolling on your spine is too much, you would just roll to one side and come up. And then we'll come to all fours, a quadruped position. And I want you to recall that area where the block was at that medium height at your upper back. And I want you to focus on that. As you inhale, scoop your chest forward. So maybe feel that the bottom tips of your shoulder blades are going deeper into your back body. And then exhale, take that upper back, try to stretch it up towards the ceiling, and recall where that block is. Can you feel that block there? Inhale, heart forward. Gaze can be forward. Exhale to round. Let's do one more. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round and hold. Keep stretching your upper body to the ceiling. And as you inhale, slowly come back, child's pose. Make it an active child's pose. So extend the arms forward and straight so that the forearms, elbows, and upper arms are lifted from the floor. Root your fingertips down, the knuckles down, the heels of the hands down. Plug your arm bows into the arm sockets and imagine the upper arms can come a little closer together. And then inhale, shift your weight forward. When you exhale, curl your toes under, lift the legs towards straight. You're in down dog. As you gaze back at your feet, keep your feet about hip socket distance apart and think about lengthening the inner and outer heels down towards the ground. Keep your belly engaged, and when you inhale, walk your hands back to meet your feet. So remember when we're laying on those blocks, I had you reach your arms up to the ceiling and take a hold of opposite elbows. You're going to do the same thing here in your forward fold. Position all 10 toes to point forward. Lengthen the upper body over the lower body. Let the head really hang. You can even sway a little bit from side to side. Then you'll come back to center, release the hands. Walk back out to down dog. From your downward dog position, bring your feet together. And then inhale, reach your right heel backwards. When you exhale, draw your knee in towards you. And bring your right foot all the way forward in between your hands. So you're in a lunge, draw your right hip back, left hip forward, and keep extending the crown of your head forward. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Stay here, inhale. And then when you exhale to any degree, straighten your right knee. So here's a great place to use your two blocks or your props, whatever you've got. Straighten out your legs to any degree. And so the blocks are just going to bring the floor closer to you. A big part of back bending or back extension is to be able to be open across the front body. And also you have to have an openness of the backs of the legs, right? They all work together. These are all component parts that work together. Now inhale, bend your right knee, keep your left hand down, take your right hand on the top of the right thigh, turn your heart and chest towards your right thigh, and then extend your right arm straight up to the ceiling. So you're taking a lunge with a twist. So your back ribs going into your front ribs, right? Recreating the work of the blocks. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, slowly unwind. Step back to plank pose. Pause once you get to plank position. Stretch the crown of your head forward, reach your sitting bones towards your heels. Breathe into that space that's in between your shoulder blades. Breathe into that space where the block was. Keep the belly drawing in. As you exhale, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Join your feet together. Inhale, reach your left heel backwards. And then as you exhale, draw your left knee to your nose. Bring the left foot all the way forward. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward, and try to extend the crown of the head forward as your lower back and tailbone reaches for your back foot. Take an inhale here. And then exhale to any degree, straighten your left knee. Observe the difference between right and left side. Try to press into the big toe mount of that front foot. And it doesn't matter if your back heel hits the ground or not. And it doesn't even matter if the front leg gets all the way straight. We're just stretching, right? We're addressing some component parts for back bends or back extensions. Inhale, when you bend your left knee. Exhale, the right hand's going to stay on the floor. Left hand to left thigh. Turn your heart and chest to the left side. And then extend your left arm straight up to the ceiling. Left fingertips reaching straight up. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, slowly unwind. Bring your hands to frame your front foot. Step back to plank and pause. So in your plank position, your shoulders are right above the creases of your wrists. Breathe into that upper back. Lengthen your lower back and tailbone towards your feet. As you inhale, shift your weight forward. As you exhale, bend your elbows and come all the way down to the ground. So now we'll set up for Sphinx pose. Press your palms down. Press your inner and outer wrists down. Lift your chest from the ground. So the fronts of the arms are moving towards the backs of the arms. You're keeping that openness across your heart, across your chest. And press the bottom tips of your shoulder blades deeper into your back body. Lengthen your lower back towards your feet. And breathe as smoothly and as steadily as you can, in and out through your nose. Stay here, inhale. This is Sphinx pose. Exhale, lower. Now as you lower, slide the hands further back so they're in line with your chest. The elbows are going to pin towards one another. And imagine you had a block in between your elbows. Press all 10 toenails into the mat. And then inhale, lift the heart, Cobra pose. Soft gaze at the tip of your nose. Keep breathing. And as you press your feet down, feel that the shins, the knees, and parts of your thighs lift from the ground. Stay here, inhale. Exhale to lower. So that was Cobra, Bhujangasana. So now we'll do Shalabhasana, Locus. And there's so many ways to do Locus pose. Press the tops of the feet down. Reach your knuckles towards your feet. And then as if someone was lifting your arms up, keep space between your arms and your lower back. As you inhale, lift your chest from the mat. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Keep reaching your knuckles towards your feet. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Soft gaze maybe at the tip of your nose. Exhale to lower the pose. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, curl your toes under, push into the ground. Inhale, plank pose. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward dog pose. Hands about shoulder width, feet about hip socket distance apart. Once again, walk the hands back to meet your feet. You're at the back edge of your mat. And you can take a hold of opposite elbows. If you want to take your hands to hold onto the backs of the legs, you can even crisscross the hands in front of your shins. Fold forward, fold inward, and breathe. And then release the hands towards the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Now you're going to press down into your feet, bring your hands to your outer hips. Inhale, come up to stand up. And then exhale, release your arms to your sides. Find your way to the front edge of your mat. I have a few things to say before we start to move into the sun salutes. So we're going to do the sun salutes a little bit differently today. We're going to hold the back bend because today is about back extension. So normally when you go through the sun salutes, every posture is just held for one breath. As you've seen in my previous videos, I've done half sun salute A, and sun salute B. We're just going to hold the back bend component an extra breath, okay? If it becomes too much for you, then you just come back out to down dog. And if you need even more break, you could come to child's pose. Press down through the four corners of each foot. Lift your kneecaps, lift your quads. Press your thighs back as you lengthen your lower back towards the mat. Lift the heart and chest up. Roll your shoulders back and down. Chin level with the ground. Crown of the head stretching up towards the ceiling. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step back to plank. So I'm going to step my right foot back, then my left foot back. I'm going to pause. Shift your way forward, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog. You hold. Move the fronts of your arms towards the backs of your arms and draw the navel in and up towards the spine. And then exhale, roll over your toes as you come back to downward dog pose. Press into your fingertips, the knuckles, and the heels of your hands. Stretch the inner and outer heels towards the mat. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quads. Press your thighs back as the heels stretch towards the mat. Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, bring your feet forward. You can step them there, you can hop them there. Lift your heart, inhale. Bow and fold, exhale. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up as you look up. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up, maybe even back bend here. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward. Exhale, step back to plank. So the left foot goes back, the right foot goes back. Shift your weight forward, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. You hold. Lengthen your lower back towards your feet. And then exhale as you draw back to downward dog pose. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. As you draw that navel in and up towards the spine, can you breathe into that space that's in between your shoulder blades where that block was? Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift your heart, inhale. Bow and fold, exhale. Press down into your feet. Inhale, stretch up, reach up, look up. And then exhale back to your center. You could be at your hands could be at your heart or at your sides. We're going to do one more sun salute A. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, plant your palms, take your feet back and lower. Inhale, up dog, hold. Roll those shoulders back and down. Exhale to down dog. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Now give yourself permission at any time to take a break. And a break for you could be child's pose. It could be sitting on your feet. But honor where your body is today. Every day is different. Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift your heart, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. And then exhale back to center. So we're going to do sun salute B and we're going to hold the back extension, right? Because that's our theme, back extension. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Then exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your heart, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms, either plank or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog, you hold. And then exhale to downward facing dog. All right, right foot forward, left heel in and down. Your front foot can line up with your back heel or heel to heel alignment or hip socket distance. Inhale as you reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades going into the back body. Inhale, re-extend the arms up. Then exhale, hands to the floor, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, you hold. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right heel in and down. Line up front heel to back heel if you can. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. And then exhale, bend your elbows, cactus the arms, look up. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, bring the hands down, step back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog, you hold. And then exhale, draw back to down dog. Take 5 breaths here, or if you need to have another position of rest, do that. We'll do one more sun salute sun salute B like that, with that extra hold of the back extension of the back bend. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift your heart, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Bend your knees, inhale, chair, Utkatasana. And then exhale, stand, pause, and breathe. One more Surya Namaskara B with that back extension being held. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your chest, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, you hold it. And then exhale, Adha Mukha Svanasana. Virabhadrasana 1, right foot forward, left heel in and down. Inhale as you reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus the elbows, look up. Inhale, re-extend the arms, maybe palms touch. And then exhale, hands frame your foot as you step back to that half push-up position. Inhale, up dog, you hold. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward dog pose. Left foot forward, right heel in and down. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, cactus the elbows. Inhale, re-extend the arms up, look up. Exhale, hands frame foot, step back, half push-up, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, you hold, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then exhale to downward facing dog for 5 breaths, or you may choose to rest in child's pose or in a seated position. Irregardless of which posture you're in, try to maintain breathing in and out through your nose. Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift your heart, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up, chair pose. And then exhale, hands to heart, pause and breathe. Just feel the effects of the sun salutes with a hold and that back extension, right? And maybe you feel a little bit more lift of the heart and chest. Maybe you feel that the breathing is a little bit fuller. So in the back extension, back bends, the legs are always in a neutral position, meaning that the legs are not turned out. So we'll do some standing postures where the legs are in this orientation, right? Okay, so Pasarita, Padottanasana C. Take your arms out to the height of your shoulders. Internally rotate your arms so your thumbs point down. And then bring your arms behind you. Interlace the fingers with each other at the webbing. Remember, we did this in Shalabhasana on our belly, meaning the arms. As you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, start to fold forward. Take those arms away from your back body. Feel your shoulder blades come a little bit closer together. Maybe you can get the heels of your hands to touch. Maintain the lift of the arches of the feet and the hugging in of the outer ankle bones. And draw that energy of the thigh bones deep into the hip sockets. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Stay here, inhale. Stay here, exhale. Root through your feet. Inhale, slowly come back up. And then exhale, release your hands, step or jump your feet together. Whew. Okay. I'll be moving from side to side. Hopefully you'll see clearly. We did a variation of pyramid earlier today. And so now we'll do the full expression of pyramid. So keep the right leg forward, step the left leg back, just a natural stride back. Not quite a leg's length distance, but not super short. Like we did before, you're going to take your arms, internally rotate them, and see if you can take your arms into reverse prayer. I'll show you from here. If that's not an option, you can do what we did prior, interlace the fingers with each other, or make fists, have your fists touch, hold onto your wrists, or just keep your hands on your hips. This is Parsvottanasana. Inhale, lift the heart, lift your chest up. And then exhale, tuck the chin, hinge over your hips, fold, Allow the crown of the head to stretch towards the big toe mound of your front foot. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Same actions as in Warrior One, however, now both legs are straight. Pressing into the big toe mound of front foot and heel and little toe side of back foot. Think belly to thigh, chest to knee, crown of head towards shin. Press into your feet. Contract your belly muscles. Inhale, come up to stand. And then when you exhale, I'm just going to pivot my legs so I'm facing the other direction. If your fingers were interlaced behind you, change the interlace, meaning the webbing. As you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. So you're coiling your upper back over that space where the block was, mid-back, thoracic spine. Then exhale, tuck the chin, turn a little bit to the left as you start to fold. Now as you stretch the crown of the head towards the big toe mound, continue to draw that left hip back, right hip forward. And keep pressing into the feet like you could crinkle your mat up. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Try to let the head hang. Smooth, steady inhales. Smooth, steady exhales. Now press down into your feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release your arms. Join your feet together. Pause and breathe. Reestablish your Tadasana, grounded through the feet, kneecaps lifted, quads lifted, heart and chest lifted, shoulders roll back and down, chin level with the ground. Relax the muscles of your face, relax your jaw. Find your way to the front edge of your mat. When you inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms up, chair pose. When you exhale, fold forward. When you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. When you exhale, plant your palms, take your feet back and lower your body down. Inhale to up dog, hold. Exhale, down dog. Join your feet together and inhale, reach your right heel backwards. As you exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Bring your right foot forward, get steady on your feet. Inhale, crescent lunge. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Lift your heart, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Maybe you can bring your palms together to touch. Take an inhale. And when you exhale, bring your hands down and then gently release your left knee to the ground. So you might need to double up your mat or use a towel or blanket and then go a little bit deeper into your lunge. So we have to stretch the hip flexor in order to do these back bends, these back extensions. And see if you can bend your left knee and reach back for your left foot with either your right hand, left hand, or both. And then you can turn that right foot out a little bit and draw your left heel towards your sitting bone. If you want to go deeper still, you can bring the left forearm down as that foot comes closer to you. 2 more breaths here. And then slowly release that back foot. Come back to parallel, or meaning neutral, and then straighten your right leg. So now you're in like a half split, like a runner's lunge. Right hip back, left hip forward, and really flex your foot, your right foot, so the toes curl towards your nose. Take an inhale here. Then when you exhale, you're going to bend your left knee. Bend your right knee. Lift your left knee. Step back to plank. Pause. Shift your weight forward. Bend your elbows and come all the way down to the ground. Now, your arms are going to be by the sides of your thighs. As you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. When you exhale, lift your legs, right? So this is a different variation of Shalabhasana. Keep drawing the belly in, and then you can just start to extend the arms out to the sides so the thumbs point out to the sides of your body. Pinkies are towards the legs, thumbs are out towards the other sides of the body. Stay here, inhale. Exhale to lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Join your feet together. Inhale, your left heel reaches backwards. Exhale, knee to nose. Left foot comes all the way forward. Get steady on your feet. Inhale, crescent lunge or Anjaneyasana A. Left hip back, right hip forward. Try to keep that back heel lifted. Keep your heart lifted, your chest lifted. Look up, maybe your palms touch. And then exhale, hands frame your front foot. Maybe you find a little cushion for your knee. Lower your right knee down. And then start to bring your weight a little bit more forward. Bring your hands to the big toe side of your front foot. And then see if you can lift your right foot up. And reach back for that foot with left hand or right hand. And again, if you want to go deeper, the right forearm comes down. And try to not be on the top of your right kneecap. Think more right thigh. Feel that deep, intense stretch. Take an inhale here. Then exhale without catapulting that foot. Gently let that foot release down. And then straighten your left leg. So now you're in that half split, Ardha Hanumanasana, or the runner's lunge. Really flex your toes towards your nose. And breathe. Now inhale, bend your left knee. Bring your hands to frame your front foot. Curl your back toes under so your back knee lifts. Step back to plank. Shift your way forward, bend your elbows, come all the way down to the ground. Okay, so now, arms raised, feet stay down. Inhale, another version of Shalabhasana. When you exhale, try to hollow your belly away from the ground. Stay here, inhale. Exhale to lower. And then we'll repeat Sphinx pose. So the arms are going to come in front of you now. Palms press down, inner and outer wrists down. Lift your chest from the ground. So now you're more warmed up. You might be able to lift your elbows from the ground. Coil your thoracic spine in towards your chest. Stay here, inhale. Stay here, exhale. One more inhale. Then exhale, lower your elbows down. Pause. Lower your forehead down. So now we're going to go for bow pose. You're going to bend your knees. See if you can reach back for your ankles. Your knees are no wider than your hips. Hold on to your ankles. You can even hold on to your feet. You can even use a strap around your feet and or ankles. And then inhale, lift the chest and lift your thighs from the ground. And then experiment whether pointing the foot or flexing the foot feels better in your body. And can you lift just an inch higher in this bow pose, Dhanurasana? Stay here, inhale. Stay here, exhale. One more inhale. Then exhale, lower the pose. Push back, child's pose. And observe any heat you may be feeling. I'm sweating. Smooth, steady inhales. Smooth, steady exhales. When you're ready, you'll come to sit up on your feet and just observe what's happening in your body. Observe the pattern of your breathing. And I want you to recall that space where the block was in your upper back. And do you have a sense of more lift in your heart, in your chest? Back extension, back bending. So here today, we did what would be considered more simple back bends. We did Cobra, Bhujangasana. We did Up Dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. We did Locus pose, Shalabhasana, variations of that. And then we led up to Dhanurasana, bow pose. So all back bends, back extension. They say when done well, back bends done well, it really elevates your mood and can give you a lot of energy. So I hope you found that today's class gave you a little bit more energy. I hope that it facilitated better breathing and better extension in your spine and in your chest. If you find these classes helpful, you can give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, you can subscribe. Stay tuned, we'll be doing deeper back bends. We'll be leading more towards Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow, and camel pose, Ustrasana. That's coming. Stay tuned. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Peace out and ciao for now.